Today I will show you how you can create GPT-5 inside N8N very simply with only 2 nodes. So as you probably don't know or maybe know, GPT-5 is a model that uses a router to select the best possible model for your prompt and query. And today we are going to be replicating that inside of N8N by creating an AI router for our models. Let me show you exactly how you can replicate GPT-5 on your own with other kind of models, like for example, Gemini models. So the first thing that you need is a trigger node, and in any case, if you want to get this AI automation and workflow completely for free, I will give the link for Gumroad and you will be able to download it by just putting your email inside of Gumroad and I will email it to you. You can find it on the first link down below in the description. After you get the JSON file from there, you can come here and import from file and you are going to get this workflow. But before we run it, I just want to, I want to give you an example of how this works. So, hi, how to paint my nails. So let's say that we have opened up a chat message box and we ask to how to paint our nails. We can see that the request parses through the AI router, and the AI router has 2 options: to select Gemini 2.5 Flash or Gemini 2.0 Flash, according to the complexity of the request and our own suggestions. And the model has selected models / Gemini 2.0 Flash, and Gemini 2.0 Flash was responsible to answer to our query. And the actual response is not something that should interest us at this point, but it's the response here, you can actually see it. But if we want to check another example, which is a little more complicated, for example, we want an example that is harder, for example, writing code, we can ask, I want to write code that runs LLMs using Python. Give me the code in 20 lines of code. So we could actually ask the model to write code for us, and in this specific use case it actually goes ahead and selects Gemini 2.5 Flash, which I have specified as the more smart model. So this AI router, when we have a simple request, it selects the cheaper model by default, and when we have a more complex request, on its own, it understands that it should select the harder model. The best part about this is that the output of the model is not hard at all. It's very, very simple. It just selects a model and passes the query forwards. So it's very, very simple to use this. And here we can see the actual response from Gemini 2.5 Flash about running an AI model inside of Python. So this is the router model. You can see it work live. And let me show you some things about setting it up, some very specific things that you might not know. But before we go ahead and do that, I want to let you know that I have created an AI course that is going to allow you to make more money than ever by leveraging AI. Inside of it, I have already started to upload AI automation tutorials, which will be very useful to your journey, as well as other tutorials about AI coding, image and video generation, and creating deep research tools and presentations, but also even Python coding, your own AI agents, tools, MCP servers, and a lot more things are going to come to this course. Over 30 hours of material is available there for a very cheap price of only $20, and you can find it even cheaper as it's hosted on Udemy. Again, $20 one-time fee, no subscriptions, nothing you gotta pay. This is the best deal in the market by far, but it's all up to you. Let's continue. So I have created a trigger node that runs when it receives a chat message through this chat interface. You can of course replace this with whatever you want. You can get it from a Google Sheets. You may want to create a form. You can do whatever you want. It's all up to you. But the actual router, let me show you exactly what we have specified for it. So this is the prompt I used, and you could absolutely change it to fit your own use case and what you want to create. So the idea is that we specify to the agent that he is a router agent. We specified what input we give it, and we want to specify and explain to it what we want it to do. So we say that it has availability to select 2 models. You can of course replace these models with whatever models you want to use. Then we want to give him a little bit of an understanding of what each model is capable for and what we want to use each model for. So Gemini 2.5 Plus, it's good for reasoning tasks, but costs more, while Gemini 2.0 is a simpler model, faster model, but more dumb. So we want the agent to decide, and here is where we parse the input. So we drag this node here as the input. So the LLM, after understanding what we wanted to do, will be getting the input and will try to analyze it. And we also specify the exact output we want. And we give 2 examples of the output so the model does not hallucinate. Okay, so you can keep all of these parts as they are. You can change the input part according to your input by executing the previous node, so you can see the exact input field, and you can also change the models. But everything else here you can keep as is. It's just a schema, it's just for structure. And we required specific output format, and we have connected the structured output parser. We use generate from JSON example, so this structured output parser will be created automatically, and we specify the JSON structure exactly like the one we've showed on the simple examples. So this structure here, which we specified, is exactly the same structure inside the examples of AI router. So you can see how simple it is to create this router. Essentially, it uses a model as a middleware, and in no case or form you need to use Gemini 2.5 Plus. You could use an even cheaper Gemini model or an even cheaper API model if you don't want your data to be trained on. Okay? So it's very simple to create this. It's very simple to use this. And the token usage is not that huge. For example, here you can see also token usage is just 1,000 tokens. It's very cheap. Not much cost, in all honesty. So as we can see here, we connect this to an AI agent, which takes the query of the user, which is passed through all of the LLMs until here. And also when we select the node to use the chat model, here we also give as input the model returned from the router model. Okay, so it's that simple really. This is the output that was given by the previous model, the AI router, through the structured output. So the main things you want to focus on is which models you want to use. So you will have to connect them to the AI agent and also put them into the prompt here, the user prompt. Okay. And just make sure that you have the structured output exactly as you want it. So we are pretty good to go with that. It's that simple, guys, to replicate GPT-5 across any other kind of model. This is a router agent. I think it's super powerful and you can plug it in across whatever workflow you have. So this is a very versatile node that you can create once. And when you have a different LLM you want to add that's more capable, you just pass it here, and across all your workflows, this router will get triggered in the future. So you can update only this part here, and all of your new workflows are going to be even more improved as this router model gets improved. So you will use this router model instead of a simple AI agent, and you can call this across your other workflows. So you have a single point where you put intelligence and then you reuse it again and again. And there is a single point of upgrade and changes, which is here, and you're good to go. So this is very powerful. And one of the reasons why I use Gemini models here is because there are a lot of free requests you can use every single day with these. So by playing around with Google Gemini nodes from the Google AI Studio, getting an API key here, you can create N8N workflows completely for free with hundreds of requests per day. Actually, Gemini 2.5 Flash Lite gives you 500 requests, Flash again 500 requests per day, and the old Gemini models, thousands of requests per day completely for free. They are not very smart, but they are also very cheap. And I firmly expect all of these models to become even cheaper in the future. There are so many improvements in intelligence and costs and compute. It's going to be so cheap to use AI models. But even if you are paying, this workflow is very cheap. So get it from the link down below. If you got the money and you want to support the channel and you want to learn AI in a more structured way, this is the course for you. And I will see you in the next video.